Hey, here's the latest. Democrats want an excess profits tax on fossil fuels. Dumbest thing I ever heard. Here to talk about it, former Energy Secretary Rick Perry, America First, great Texas governor. Rick Perry, two things. Chuck Schumer going on and on about price gouging. It's immoral, excess profits, and then other Democrats want an excess profits tax. This is a moment, I thought, where we want to increase our energy production because we want to help America's security. What do you make of all this?
What is that old saying is that I can hear the 70s calling and Jimmy Carter's administration
Yes.
with the windfall profits tax.
Yes, there you go.
Brother Kudlow, I don't know if I don't know much about Chuck Schumer's faith, his religion, but in mine, there is something called the judgment throne, and the Democrats are going to sit in front of the judgment throne this November with all of the things that they've done, and I think the American people are going to be pretty harsh.
I mean, do you think, look, nobody likes high gasoline prices at the pump, but in the last segment, it's a Charlie Hurt column, these little stickers are showing up, Biden did it. And I think they see right through this stuff. That old 1970s movie that you're talking about, I don't think that plays anymore.
No, it doesn't. And here's trying to throw the oil and gas industry under the bus is such a weak playbook. It may work for the woke left, the Green New Dealers that are out there. Here's a better question. Here's what they ought to be spending their time investigating. If they want to spend some time investigating something that's really mattering in this country, go really look into whether or not the Russians did, in fact, fund all of this anti-fracking, oil and gas work that I will suggest to you. It's probably a lot of truth to that. So
wow.
That's the opportunity for the Democrats to do something actually rather constructive.
Where did they fund it, Rick? Where did that come from?
Well, supposedly the articles that I read, it came out of some Caribbean island entity that was out there, funneled it through, and let's look into it. I mean, it's as important, I think, maybe more important than what they're doing up there on the January 6th committee.
Wow. Interesting. We will look into it. Rick, let me raise another point that came up in the last segment. This business, Biden is calling Saudi Arabia and the UAE. I presume he's calling about oil. I don't know that for sure, but I presume that's part of the conversation. Rick, here's the killer. They're not talking to him. They're not returning his calls. This is after we had Abraham Accords. UAE was part of that, and the Saudis were very close to being part of that if Trump had been reelected. They're not returning Biden's calls. That's a new low for this country.
Well, there's a lot more going on there than just what we've seen here in the last few weeks. This administration has thumbed its nose at the Saudis. The Saudis may be our best partner in the Middle East. We've got a lot of enemies that we share, whether it's the Iranians, et cetera. So the folks in the Middle East, whether it's the UAE, whether it is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, they aren't seeing someone that they can trust by and large in Joe Biden. So when the phone rings, we may or may not be there to answer it. That is not good for America either way.
I know. I mean, I just think that's a killer. And Rick, this last one, we're out of time. We're always out of time. But I don't see, this woman, Sarah Bloom Raskin, so they had to pull her nomination. She didn't want to finance fossil fuel. But Rick, there's 5 more after that one. In other words, they're not getting the message. The polls notwithstanding, the situation with gas prices and oil. This is it. Everything they do is run by climate change. Everything they do.
And I think the members of the Senate in particular on the Democrat side, they recognize that this is going to be a short-term president, so to speak, and that his influence is waning every day. And why should they put their political lives on the line for a guy who is that out of touch with America? All
right. Former Energy Secretary, Texas Governor Rick Perry, great friend. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it very, very much.